journal extract from my most recent. It's been some time since I've done a journal entry. The monitor was out of action and it's now the 13th of September, so it's been a fortnight. A lot of stuff has been happening. If I write about them, I write about them and will come out if it comes out. I left a bit. I've still been throwing stuff out, but I'm still banned from Facebook. I get month-long restrictions now, and this is my second one of those, but I can still chat, just not post. The stuff I throw recently is like entire books in a sentence, and the book's in your head. The words are just the title. I think my mouth is getting better, but it's just like the volume has been turned down, but it's still there, just not as loud. I think my arse is getting better as well, and my hand is better, and my feet. My hand is broken, and so is my left foot, but that's different. I think my left eye is also getting better. I got hit recently inside at the top left corner really hard. Got me thinking again of Alec and things I never spoke of. One day he came round sometime after I'd taken a picture of a man with a chainsaw in the clouds. He was saying how he got hit in the eye while using a chainsaw on someone's roof. I didn't say anything, I just listened and didn't think much of it, and I had the mundane sense of this being past tense just because of where it come from. Sometime later he came round again and was with a member of his family, and his eyeball was all bruised. I didn't say anything, but clearly he was talking of the future. That seems really strong, and thinking that because it's him and his future. Yet for me it was not so strong, but perhaps even stronger, but it's more spread and involves more time and other people, and I'm more hidden and so very paradoxical. Less focused, but more because I got it in the eye from nowhere, like a particle from the other side of the universe, and hidden but more clear and nothing random, but well, I get smacked in the eye 3 years later where no person could hit it. So what was gotten? I got the sky image, the man and then his event, then I did the art, then I saw the cat, and then got the hit in the eye while drinking the water, and even more to it than that. I'm thinking of going out for a bike ride. I've put on a bit of weight recently. I hadn't weighed myself for 10 days and have put on 0.9 kilograms, but some of that is poop I haven't had yet. Or disposed of yet, should I say, that edit. I've been as close to Adam as I could possibly get. It's the clean version for nothing that was dirty but gave them shame, and Lilith got the last laugh because it's where it came from. Lilith and Eve together, and then Adam is asked to do what they did by her from the experience, and now if done it's the other way, but not death upside down while getting more life, not doing what's said. What they did to her, and paying for it now. A touch to the lip in the tap in the kitchen. This new monitor is already better, and I've slowly caught up with technology. Excuse me. If I paint on here now, I should be bigger and better and able to see more. While being off without a monitor, I think I got much more into the well, and the journal could be a way of getting me out of it while still in it, and getting me further in while also getting me out. But this doesn't have to be right, it's just a feeling from how things want. I felt much closer and less removed from events. A joy of being a journalist, I'm able to stand back even when it's myself and go over it, even if not right, and post it, even if others would find it shameful. It gets me into another position, so I'm in more than one place. Can't be pinned down while being the point. The book is working, the hotel is on, and Gary was out. I'm going for a bike ride. My face got it, bottom right, under the stubble, not far from the tiny swollen cut on the inside that was there for longer than should have, but is now gone, perhaps through the other side of my face, and is why it went red there, though, through the hair follicle. There was a fire in the Colburn today. I cycled through the charred and still smoking remains. There was a lot of activity there, and a police road closed sign and broken tape, but I just kept going. Things have been happening that are not normal, and now even when I felt like something crawled into my left eye under the lenses, and then later in bed I feel like something smacked of I'm not going to the doctors. I've had enough, and it's not funny though, can be. I was thinking about it another way today, and that things going on around me seem so unreal in how they're in common and close to me. The national news and local people are very close. So I started thinking, if things are like this, maybe the eye happening is to get me to go along with it a bit more in acceptance. It's my good eye and I don't want to go blind, but it happened in such a place that to be able to see anything there, I don't want to experience that. And it's not funny that perhaps this is the one that should be checked and not all the ones before, and it's not going to be. They would have to go under the lens and then into the eye and up. But I also posted a video of a moth recently, and one of its eyes was broken due to the light, but while looking inside I thought it was what looked like a beetle. When I walk the paths here, I find many overturned beautiful colourful beetles on the path that, unless overturned, you don't see it. Do they go on the path and get on their back? They have wings. Is it beetle suicide, or are they showing off? It's something to behold. Going on their back and showing their colours, and the path they might be stood on and can still feel it. What? Oh, sorry, I missed sentences. Stop that one. Stop it. Going on their back and showing their colours, and the path they might be stood on, and like the colour of my exhaust. When I see them, I correct them, also lets them know I saw them while I lost the photo of my middle bike that had a chip and was claimed. It all comes together, and I don't want something bad in my eye and can still feel it. The pain and now a wriggle or two to go along with everything else, my head and lips to my arse. It's my good eye too. I come up with all kinds of explanations, but I know what I felt before it happened, but then where did that come from? And it's like I'm played with. more like tormented by a little girl. I'm very sensitive, but also not. Just like I care and also don't. As in, I care that I think people shouldn't have a disease needlessly, but I also don't care if they have one and treat them normally. My paradoxical bits and double meanings. I had a laugh yesterday when I came off a call and stuck some music on, and she was singing my eye, my eye, my eye over and over again. I've burned already. I'm like a smouldering ruin that doesn't want any more fire. War and sex are overrated. I heal quick but feel it for such a long time. I get visible wounds that I can't feel and they're gone in 3 days, but others keep on burning and nothing to see. I got up the other day and felt like I had someone else's back for the day. It was like I had been pushed to the side. It affected the way I walked and everything just for a day. Perhaps Billy Connolly was with me, walking my shoes. He was in the paper today, right on time, saying how he can cope. I've got a lot of late flowers coming, sunflowers and strawberries among others. My nails are long and I've been practicing. 42 is the number of the universe, I was told. I was thinking about that and came to the idea of the 4 horsemen. Number 2 is war, number 4 is death. It explains the physical universe very well, I think. I also started thinking of the time it was pissing down with rain really hard, and it was very wet on my bike coming home from Inverness really fast, and went by the police going the other way. I got a gut feeling, and after they was gone and the rain stopped, I slowed to the legal limit. Not long later, the police came behind me and pulled me over. They asked how fast I was going, and I said I don't know, and that I was told that if the police ever asked how fast you was going, don't tell them. They told me to screw the nut and we parted ways. This came back to me today just as I was leaving the Colburn. The police signs as I went in, I was not remembering, but just as I was leaving the woods, thinking of that time on my bike and how I screwed the nut. I was pumping my tyres up today and had to tighten things because the pump started leaking, but I was also thinking of Nicola and how I met her again when I didn't have a pump. Did the police tell me all those years ago to have sex with her? I turned it around and take it apart. I was going a ton, and where CS was none, for me is he and T is it, and was straight road. I'm having triple cheese pasta and potatoes for supper, enough for 2 reduced. Back to Billy and Parkinson's. There's the double meaning. Park in sons, and he was walking with me. I don't know. Do we have to explain everything? But also born from fire and others living with you. You people take me places I don't want to go, but is where you come from. You take me to parties I have no interest in, so I've never been like you beginning to end, and Michael didn't even get up the hill. I'm God-fearing, not God-fearing, and I bring God and his son down into hell because it's where they live and all the disgusting ideas they form. The shit I have read and hear these people are for hell, and so is their God and his son. Come down here and heal a few to rub shit in the many and then get staked and stabbed so no torture and along comes Mel Gibson to spew a lie of he was tortured before he died. on the stake what is a load of lying shit from the Jew class who print money and make watches. Jesus, who couldn't even carry the cross up the hill and was never tortured by them, to be stabbed on the stake for a quick death while the other two was there for days living in pain. The God who wants you to cut yourself so you can win a battle and take their land and women. Those are the devils and they worship them. The misled God and his son of abuse, who with the one and only hit in heaven sent one down when it was the other way. He went up and with the real God, while the fake God and his son fell and claimed a people who take advantage, and then a people who read about it while doing the same to them, come back and still in their disease as they spread it and live in it with fake effort. Get yourself a priest who takes advantage like them to be in hell and destroy the world. The box was hit hard while I bathed. It's 0110 in the morning and I'm on the white wine. I think this is a real medicine after being handed an unreal disease. I feel a run coming on soon and a pair of headphones. Think about cutting bits from my face in the bath. One side for sure, the other I think is just a copy that spreads it. Maybe I'll get round to it and nobody will know unless I tell them. Perhaps I'll get to look at my flesh under the scope after using throat and arse antiseptic to cut a piece of my mouth that's annoying. I go around telling them and nothing happens and they talk shit and show how useless they are. Maybe after I cut something out and don't say anything they'll be useful and not shit, and if maybe I just fucking stab and cut them to death. A divine disease, one that doesn't kill me. Cool Runnings hot stopped. Almond milk is a disaster and they're selling it for £1. Fat black-haired men are full of shit and they act cool when I can see shit in their face and coming out their pores while I give myself blackheads and be not them while they try to be me and women fall for it. You people are disgusting and have proved yourselves over and over again, and it doesn't matter what you do, you are disgusting. There is none but one in heaven. It's close to you all, even God, for God didn't make it and pretended. Hivyin is mine, and I will make it from all your filth and never-ending bile. I'll be away from all of your disease-throwing of illness. A place of my own with my own people made and completely independent, with a world beyond their wildest dreams and safe but can jump off a cliff if they want to after seeing me and my magics in my tower to myself with a bridge with no burned man on it, for I was burned before I got here and earned everything without question. A place of my own, born from the world of the opposite of everything I stand for. I'll have what I want, or God will be less with no real servant. Between worlds with real work to do and real people to live there, everlasting and without the insane, but with our own special type, with a mission of worlds between. No pressure, but always something to be done and all the time to do it. I wouldn't like God for this, nor his son who likes to rub shit all over and have followers who rub shit on themselves in a wasteful joke of destruction that have no idea what they're doing and live like a disease with minimal effort and value. They're not getting out of it and got themselves a delusion, God and son included, born from their own shit with nowhere to go. Repeat yourselves in endless doom and show me your children, O fake God and diseased sons, and write a books and tell of lies and the future for guns. You are to be forsaken for it what you said and never worked it off and got fat while burning others in your own shit. For you was strong in the weakest of minds and will never be forgiven, well now they preach it, and for what? Being stuck in their own shit. Along comes the real God and real children, and what did they do? They stay the same and never change, while asking for help and throwing loose change. You missed an O, and that was your fault, but I pay for it. Handy for you while you live from shit and have priests to prove it. Among all else you have Jews of spews, and they're your people and nothing but advantage with twists of stool. Drinking your drool and can't even walk or think after a good few. Give a real drink a bad name because they can't handle anything and are weak meek with writings from a heat seek and think they're not blown to bits by it and talk seek. The people ejected from Eden think they hear from God and his son, and here comes Jesus riding from Gabriel, your jailer's cock, to fuck you all who deserve to be fucked in your mental illness playground for retard parasites of advantage. Well, that's the piece, but reading it, it's a bit out of order, but I know how it comes together and I'm happy with it. But I can see reading it myself out loud, it goes back and forth, but that's fine because it's my book and that's what it does. Perhaps it'll order itself out over time, but this bit is the way it is and I'm happy with it like that. I don't have to explain myself, it's the other way around. Other people have to explain themselves and they fail to do it every single time. They have no explanation for what they're doing other than made up shit. So anyway, I'm happy with this, and if they have a problem with it, well, that's their problem, but they have many problems anyway, so I mean, and they're not going to read this. But I like the practice of reading out loud and trying to get into a more actor position, I suppose. Being able to read and act and express myself. It's not something I've done before. Well, not like that anyway. I've read from the Bible and stuff and then made it private, but I haven't kind of expressed myself like that before. So that was a first, and it was a practice, and I quite enjoyed that. There was an edit in there, you'll tell from the music skip probably, because I've got music in the background. I'm not hiding anything. I made a bit of a mistake, so I had to go back and then start again, but then I've got music in the background, so if you really want to check that out, you can check it out. It's there, it's not hidden. Which is not what these people do. These people are like going around, fuck them man, fuck them. Yes, I swear, and I've been over this. I talk all the time about my swearing. And I've explained this, you know, the word fuck is like an interchangeable word that can be used in all kinds of places, and I came up with an answer recently, but I forgot what the answer was. I came up with the answer to the word fuck. And now I can't remember what it was. Did I write it down? I don't know. I've been talking to myself for so long now and not writing anything. It's a bit of like, well, you know, I say things, I forget them. I don't need to hold on to them because I know I'm good. So I don't need to grasp onto these little nuggets because it just keeps on coming from me. I'm like a solid gold. I don't need to hold on to little bits of shit and then try to prove myself as some fucking greater person and then edit and hide all the shite behind them so they can put all their little nuggets together. These people are not alive, they're dead. But here we go anyway. I'm having a strong white wine tonight and I'll never be drinking this again because it's a single batch project thing. So, and I just grabbed it and opened it. Stupid me, I should have kept it for another 20 years, but maybe I'll be dead in October, so I'm still talking. Aye. Oh. Yeah, well, yeah, I'm happy with the journal. I'm happy with it. I mean, yeah, it's just a little bit out of order. But if you have a mind and can follow it, then yeah, you should be fine. It's being able to follow, isn't it? And I don't particularly want to be followed because, well, I have my reasons. And I've explained this before. I mean, there's so much deleted information that I put down and then deleted it that even I don't have access to anymore because it's gone. But someone else might. Someone else might have saved it and kept it. But I mean, I've deleted a lot and I explained myself by what I posted, you know, the covering the tracks and all that kind of stuff, and going around in circles, and Sherlock Holmes and Sylvester Stallone, blah 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 blah. Yeah. Well, I think we'll leave it there, shall we? The music in the background is... Oh, that's not right at all, actually. It says it's guitar, but it's not. There's no guitar there at all. It's all fucking orchestra. Anyway, yes. Good night.